So today we are doing comparative statements. See now, till now you have learned how to prepare the financial statements, or in case of company, which financial statements are prepared. Now we have to learn about their analysis also. If you remember the last part of the definition, analysis and interpretation of financial results and communication of the results to the users of financial information. Last year, if you have studied the definition of accounting in the first chapter, that was the definition. So now you have to learn how to analyze the financial statements, because whatever absolute amounts are written in your balance sheet or in your profit and loss account, this will not communicate anything to reader of the balance sheet. If suppose I say that my company is having sales of rupees 25 crores in a year, so that is not giving any information regarding my company, because maybe my last year sales was 50 crores and this year I am having only 25 crores. And it may be reverse also. Last year I was having only 5 crore sales, now I am having 25 crore sales. So when I will be getting at least 2 year information and I will be able to compare it meaningfully, only then I will be able to analyze the information in which direction company is going. So there are various tools of financial statements analysis. So one tool is comparative statement, another tool is common size statement, third tool is ratio analysis, and fourth tool is cash flow statement. So these are the various tools of financial statement analysis which we will be learning now in the coming chapters. Now what happened in comparative statement? In comparative statement, the data is compared for 2 or more years. So we are comparing data of previous year with the data of current year. And here what we try to do, we try to find out the change. Since last year, what change has been there in the particular account, in all of these accounts which are mentioned in the balance sheet or profit and loss. So first we will calculate the change. This is the third column. Just a minute, it is wrongly mentioned. C is equal to B minus A. So the difference between the two will give me an absolute change. How much change has been there since last year till current year in the respective account. Then fourth column is regarding the percentage change. How much percentage change has been there? Change may be both sides. It may increase also, it may decrease also. For example, I give an example of share capital. Suppose my share capital last year was 1 lakh rupees, now it is 2 lakh rupees. So the absolute change will be 1 lakh rupees. My capital has been increased now by 1 lakh rupees. And if I want to calculate in percentage terms, then I will find that my capital has been increased by 100%. So in both way we are calculating. So that's why you are finding that there are 4 columns. However, in balance sheet, you always have 2 columns. And the contents are same. As you have learned in the balance sheet, the contents are same. Now, how we will be doing, how we will be preparing comparative statement, that I am showing you with the help of, now comparative statement can be of 2 types. Comparative balance sheet can also be there and comparative profit and loss can also be there. So this is in the morning we have learned how to prepare a statement of profit and loss. Same accounts are there, same contents are there. Earlier you were having these 2 columns only, one for current year and one for previous year. These are reversed, and same column for absolute change and percentage change. So that will become comparative statement of profit and loss. Now how we will be doing this, that I am going to present now. Now see this question first. This is a question given to you. From the following balance sheet of XZ Limited as at 31st March 2019, prepare comparative balance sheet. Now you can see this balance sheet is given, balance sheet contents are given, and 2-year information is given for each and every account. In share capital, current year share capital is 18 lakh rupees and previous share capital was 12 lakh rupees. Then long-term borrowings, in the current year it is 6 lakh, in the previous year also it was 6 lakh. Then trade payables, it is right now 6 lakh, last year it was 3 lakh. So that means that 2-year information is given for each and every account. Now from this balance sheet, I will be preparing a comparative balance sheet. So the title was given was comparative balance sheet as at 31st March 2018 and 19, because 2 years information will be compared now. So what I will be doing now, if you will find here in the first column, the year is 31st March 2019. And here in the comparative balance sheet, the first column is 31st March 2018, because the previous year will become the base year for comparison purpose, because I have to calculate whatever change has been there in comparison to the last year. So last year will become the base. That's why it has been shifted first column now. And this column has been shifted on the right hand side. Now it has become the second column. So till here, whatever information you are supposed to write in the question, you will get it from the question itself. Only these two columns you have to solve on your own. One I am showing you, like last year share capital was given 12 lakh. So I will write here 12 lakh. And here it is 18 lakh. So capital will be 18 lakh. So in this way, I will be completing first these two parts. First write this particular column, and then afterwards you will fill up these two columns. So whatever information is there in the question, that has to be copied simply. Long-term borrowings, again 6 lakh and 6 lakh, same it is, so that's why it will remain same here, 6 lakh and 6 lakh. There is no change. Then trade payables was 3 lakh first and then 6 lakh. So 3 lakh will come here and 6 lakh will come here. Then total of the balance sheet. So total of the balance sheet is now 12, 6, 18, 21 lakh. And this total will be 24, 630 lakh. Sometimes students get confused in exams that why this total is not equal. See, this is not assets and liabilities. These both are liabilities of the company. It is liability in the 2018 and second one is liability in 2019. So it need not to be equal. That you keep in mind. And because these are total, so that's why we will double underline it. I will highlight it also. Now in the next column, assets. So fixed assets earlier were 15 lakh, then 18 lakh. So here I will be writing 15 lakh and then 18 lakh. Then 5 lakh and 10 lakh. So trade receivables are 5 lakh and then 10 lakh. Then cash and cash equivalents 1 lakh and 2 lakh. 1 lakh and 2 lakh. Now if I will total it again, it will be again 21 lakh. Now you can see assets and liabilities are equal. Your liabilities were also 21 lakh and assets are also 21 lakh. Same way it will be 30 lakh. Again your current year assets and liabilities are again equal. So this much information you are getting from the question itself. It need to be copied only. I hope till here it is clear. Now coming to the main part which you have to complete on your own now. Now what is the formula given here? So here you will be writing absolute change. Absolute change. And the formula is B minus A. The column B is this and column A is this. So first try to calculate the difference. It is much easier part of this calculation part. But remember, the formula is B minus A. It can be negative also, it can be positive also. Like here 18 minus 12. So it will be simply 6 lakh. Then 6 minus 6, it will be nil. So we will not write anything here. Then 6 lakh minus 3 lakh, it will be 3 lakh. Somehow, if you will not write the data properly, you will be reversing the things and then your all answers will become incorrect. 30 lakh minus 21 lakh, it will become 9 lakh. For each and every row, you have to do the same procedure. Then 18 lakh minus 15 lakh, it will be 3 lakh. 10 lakh minus 5 lakh, it will be 5 lakh. And 2 lakh minus 1 lakh, it will be 1 lakh. If suppose I am taking only example, suppose 10 is there and suppose 5 is there. Now 5 lakh minus 10 lakh will be minus 5 lakh. So how I will be writing it? I will put a bracket around it to denote it as a negative figure in that case. And it will be treated as decrease. You can see earlier your trade receivables were 10 lakh, now it is 5 lakh in the current year. So your trade receivables have decreased by 5 lakh. So that decrease will be represented by bracket. And we can give a note here in after the solution that whatever accounts has been written in bracket that are representing negative items. So I have given it for example only so that you will be able to understand how to represent negative amounts or decrease in the values. So because it was the positive earlier, that's why I'm removing brackets now. I hope you have got this point. Again 30 lakh minus 21 lakh, it will be 9 lakh. Now what I have to do for column D, it is percentage change. It is percentage change. So now first I will be calculating percentage of this change. What is the formula? It is column number C. Absolute change is the formula number C. So 6 lakh multiplied by 100 and divided by this. This is the way to calculate it. I should show it here. Just a minute. It will be is equal to 6 lakh multiplied by 100 upon 12 lakh. 100 on 12 lakh. Now when you will solve it, it will come 50%. So 50 has to be written here. Now I want to verify it in exams time that whether I am calculating it correct or not. So you can simply check 12 lakh and half of it will be 6 lakh. So half of it means what? 50%. So simply you can do that also. Now 6 lakh upon, there is no change. So it will be again nil. Percentage change will also be nil. Now this 3 lakh divided by this 3 lakh because C upon A. So this is C and this is A. So this 3 lakh will be divided by this 3 lakh multiplied by 100. So you can see 100% change is there. I hope you all are getting it. There is no confusion. Now for this row also 9 lakh divided by 21 lakh. Now this 9 lakh divided by 21 lakh will be a little bit difficult calculation for you. How to make it short? Suppose here I will write 9 lakh multiplied by 21 lakh. So first you can see that it is divisible by 3. So this way it will become 3 and it will become 7 if I cut it. Then these zeros will be eliminated by these zeros. So this way what will happen? It will become 300 divided by 7. So this way you can cut it short in exams because you are not allowed calculators. So now you can divide it 7 3 the 21 or 7 4 the 28. So then the remainder will be 20 and then it will be 7 to the 14. So then remainder will be 6. You will use the decimal. I should write the answer. Just a minute. Is equal to, first we have applied 4, then we have applied 7 for the 20, 7 to the 14, yes. Then 6 is the remainder. Now it will become 60, 7 8 is the 56. 4 is the remainder, it will become 40. And 7 5 is 35. So because the number which will be coming after this 5 will be greater than 5, we can round it off at 6. So it will become 42.86%. So this way your calculations will become easier. Otherwise it will look very hard. 42.86%. So up to 2 decimal places you have to write your answers if you are getting answers in percent decimals. Yes. So this part is little bit typical and that needs a lot of practice, manual practice, because calculators are not there in exams. Now, some of the times students get confused with this also, that it is a total of this column, it is a total of this column, so it should also be the total of this column. But actually we are not totaling, we are comparing this number with this number. That's why it is not total here. Now see the next part. This 3 lakh divided by 15 lakh multiplied by 100. So it will be 20%. Because if you will multiply by 20, you will get 3. 1 by 5th of 15 lakh will be 3 lakh. And 1 by 5th is 20%. Then 5 lakh upon 5 lakh, again it will be 100%. Then 1 lakh upon 1 lakh, it will be also 100%. And now see, this 9 lakh upon 21 lakh, you have sold few minutes back. The same calculation was there. That's why I need not calculate it again. I can simply write it directly, 42.86%. Because percentage I have mentioned here at once, I can write here in the bracket percentage symbol. Then I don't need to write percentage symbol again and again with all of them. Yes, please. I hope now it is clear. The same way comparative statement of profit and loss can be done, the process will remain same. Even the contents get changed, it will be calculated again B minus A for each and every row. And then the formula will be used, this row amount divided by this amount multiplied by 100. The procedure will remain same. This way you may get the question. Revenue from operations is given. So what I will be doing simply, again, I will be writing it for, let me show you the amounts how to write. But you have to make the proper format. See, this time proper format is not given, only information is given. So that's why I have modified the format as per the profit and loss which I have practiced in the morning. Revenue from operations plus other income. Then I will get total revenue. Deduct from it, the expenses will be deducted. And then I will get profit before tax. Because tax rate is not given to me in the question, that's why I cannot calculate the tax and profit after tax. Otherwise, I would have calculated that also. Now, revenue from operation for previous year has to be written. It is 10 lakh. And for current year, it is 15 lakh. So instead of writing here previous year and current year, I will be writing here the dates. 31st March 2011. And here it will be 31st March 2012. Same way, other income will be how much? Other income is last year 2 lakh. And other income current year is 1,80,000. Now the total revenue will be here 12 lakh. And here it will be 16,80,000. Then expenses have been given in the question. Last year it was 6 lakh. And in the current year expenses is given 10,50,000. You can see that expenses are increasing too much in the current year. Now what is the profit before tax? So 12 lakh minus 6 lakh. Profit before tax will be 6 lakh in the previous year. And profit before tax this year will be 1680 minus 50, 1630 minus 10. So 6,30,000. So first I will fill up these columns. Now again the same process, B minus A, it will be 5 lakh. 1,80,000 minus 2 lakh. Now it will be in, it is decreasing. So that's why it will be written here like this. 20,000. Then 16,80,000 minus 12 lakh. It will be 4,80,000. And 10,50,000 minus 6 lakh. It will be 4,50,000. Then 6,30,000 minus 6 lakh. It will be 30,000. Sometimes because we don't practice these things properly, we get confused in exams even in this simple process. For each and every row, I have to do B minus A. No addition subtraction in this column. Keep it in mind. Now 5 lakh divided by 10 lakh. You can simply see it is 50%. Again, I will put percentage symbol here. It is must. Then 20,000 divided by 2 lakh. It is 10%. But this 10% is reducing. That's why this 10% will come in brackets. Now 4,80,000 divided by 12. So it is 40%. If you will calculate it, it will come 40%. Then 4,50,000 divided by 6 lakh. It is 75%. If you will calculate it, see 1,50,000 will be 25% of it. 15 for the 60. If you will remember tables, your calculation will be fast. So that's why 15 3 is 45, 25 3 is 75. So that's why I know that this number will come 75%. Here underline is there. I will remove that. Okay. then this 30,000 divided by 6 lakh, it will come 20%. No, 20% will be 1 upon 5. No, 1 upon 5 will be 30,000, 60,000. It will be 5%. It will be 5%. So this way our question is completed. So now I hope you have got an idea how to compare the statements, how to prepare both of the comparative statements. Today we have completed this chapter, comparative statement of balance sheet and comparative statement of profit and loss. You need to do a lot of practice. First do illustrations and then try to practice questions. Tomorrow we will be doing common size statements and then we will be moving towards ratio analysis.